Hey, you know what? The Golf Heritage Society, yes, it's about wonderful clubs like this, Hickory Sticks. There's so much more to it. I mean, lineage, the beginning of the game at Musselburgh, St. Andrews, Old Tom Morris to today. It's a timeline of lineage, Doc, and your society preserves that history, right?
Well, let me tell you a little bit about us. The Golf Heritage Society is 50 years old, and we like to say that we do protect the heritage of the game of golf. We love to tell the stories. In those 50 years, two guys got together, a book collector and a club and ball collector, and they just started to correspond, and from that we now have 800 plus members. We have men and women, young and old, kids to oldsters, and everybody loves the game of golf. Some of our members are golfers and players, some are collectors. We have art appreciation folks. We have writers. We have everything you can imagine connected to the game of golf.
And that's the thing about golf, what I like, Doc. Like, I'm a high handicap, solid 37, got my USGA card, I'm a hacker. That doesn't mean I don't respect the history of the game. I don't love the game from wedges like this, sand wedges, right back to the history. And of course, the guy behind us from Latrobe, Pennsylvania, Arnold Palmer. All of it is just a beautiful encapsulation of history that you guys preserve.
One more thing, so what do you do after you play golf? You tell your stories. And what do you do when it's too hot, too cold, too snowy? Well, it's nice to play with your collectibles. It's nice to get online and visit golfheritage.org. That's our website. We have 50 years of journals collected that you can go and enjoy, do research. All you gotta do is be a member.
Isn't that something? So it's more than just, well, a bunch of guys, old fogies. It's young kids, it's ladies, it's gentlemen sharing those stories. Like you said, after you play a round of golf, you want to relive that round. Or what's the favorite thing that a golfer says to another golfer? You may have never met a guy in his life, but hey, have you played? In our area, we of course have Oakmont, Laurel Valley, Mr. Palmer's old stomping grounds, but that old question of, hey, have you played? Golfers love to talk about golf as much as they love to play golf.
Absolutely, I'm one of those guys.
Doc, tell the guys a little bit about this club and the ladies and the kids out there.
Well, first of all, Randy, thank you for having me and taking the time to help us tell our story. You're right, we take those artifacts about the game of golf, they come alive. They all have stories.
Don't break that. Give me that.
That's pretty unbreakable.
You said Bobby Jones played this.
So Gene Sarazen was the guy with the concept of the sand wedge with a bounce to get out.
Yep.
And you can see on there, Walter Hagen perfected it. This club, one just like it, Bobby Jones used in 1930 to complete the Grand Slam and set up golf history. The impregnable quadrilateral is what they called it overseas.
Holy mackerel.
And here we just call it the slam, the Grand Slam.
Yeah.
The USGA made that club illegal afterwards because of that double hit thing that you mentioned.
Hey, you know what? The big thing this year, you guys have a big event coming, and the reason Mr. Palmer's behind us today, you go ahead and tell them, Doc.
Well, I'm just so pleased and excited. It's Pittsburgh's turn to host the Golf Heritage Society's national convention. We used to call it the annual meeting. It's way more than an annual meeting now. We're gonna have 4 days. We'll start by playing Arnold Palmer's Latrobe Country Club, and people will play with Hickory, they'll play with modern clubs, and they'll play with Arnold Palmer's era steel shaft, persimmons, and blades. It can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. Then we'll be in Monroeville at the Doubletree, Randy, and it'll be a lot of fun because some of the folks from Latrobe are going to come and tell stories about Mr. Palmer. And the Arnold Palmer legacy is incredible. And being from Latrobe to Pittsburgh and Western Pennsylvania to Central Florida, it's just an incredible connection. And Mr. Palmer, both as a player, a philanthropist, businessman, and community activist, it's all reflected in this atrium that you see here at Schenley Park.
So look, if you love golf, if you love Mr. Palmer's legacy, if you've always wanted to come to Latrobe, Pennsylvania, or Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the Golf Heritage Society's event later in the year is for you. Doc, what's that website again?
golfheritage.org. That's golf heritage, one word, all smalls, .org.
So if you love golf, get on the website, find out more, become a member, and maybe, just maybe, you can hold this pastrami wedge in your hand too.